hell's happened?
Okay. With the hour being after 7, and have a full board, we'll open the meeting. First item, November 6th minutes. Make a motion to accept.
Second.
There's a second. Any questions, comments? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next thing is, this will run real quick. We have an A&R for 990 Boston Providence Highway for Optima. And anybody here? I know you're here for Optima. Are you? You just sitting, watching?
That's the Bill Mackey.
So we didn't do
the
no Triple
Bill
Crown then tonight, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, as, looking at this, from my understanding, you subdivide it before you go on, correct? All right, and it's still gonna stay under one ownership until you come back with a full set of plans, correct?
We have to talk about how much paper you're generating.
Separate the Applebee's Bay site from the rest.
Okay, but the way it is now is if you went off and sold one of these, you have to still do a site plan for Applebee's.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, as long as you don't sell it, but as soon as you go to sell one of these before you do Applebee's, then you're in violation. As long as you're all under one ownership, as you understand.
Yeah.
So, I guess my question is, you're gonna come back to us with everything, and then you divvy up the lots after.
Yeah. It's still, from the development standpoint, it's still one lot, and we have a phasing plan that we're gonna be bringing to Carl.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, because the only thing, when I went up there, drove through the other day, you got 25 foot off the building, and, you know, just be careful, you'll be able to put a fire. Okay? You gotta be careful, if it's, you might need more than 25 feet for the fire truck,
There'll be another 25 feet on the other side.
but not if it's on other property. Each one's gonna float on its own when you go to do this.
There is a reciprocal easement agreement for the whole site.
All right. Well, we'll deal with that at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So as long as you understand, you can't sell Applebee's off tomorrow, okay?
Good.
Everybody see what they're doing? Cutting it up, all right? Make them,
Can they do that if they don't really have access to the back lot?
yeah, it's just like people have cut their back lots up, it'll be declared non-buildable.
There is, lot 2 does have access.
Through the wetlands, it looks like.
Lot 2 is, actually, this development roadway is on lot 2.
That was the one from Providence Highway, correct?
Yeah.
Right, there was a city or something, a Chase, the bank, there was Chase, all right, so there's Chase, right, and then there was an access way that way, right?
So what's coming?
That's moving down to the
Right, and you were gonna block off the other, is there another one into
upper
Apple?
one, the upper one near the intersection.
It was gonna be closed off.
Mass DOT wants it closed off. 'cause it's-
Correct, yeah, if I remember, yeah, I remember that, okay.
We're actually only dealing with the Walpole one, the Sharon side, we don't care, John.
However, Mr. Chairman, I do agree, that's the first thing I looked at, and I agree with Mr. Waluka, the site driveway is more or less on Lot 2.
Correct.
Or the proposed site
Because the
driveway, I
DOT
should
is
say.
making them shut down the first lot, the first driveway off of Providence Highway.
However, my point, whether it's in Sharon or not, I believe it does have real access.
And the roadway is not through the wetlands?
Oh, yes.
It's in buffers, it's not through it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look right above the wetlands, still has frontage there.
Mr. Chair, for the benefit of the board, there were some changes, administrative changes after this plan was in your packet. There was an inconsistency in the upland area between the table and the label on the plan, and there was some language regarding ordinances over in the notes underneath the planning board endorsement block. We had asked them to be changed. Sharon also made a number of comments, had addresses added to it, interior lot lines. I believe there's a reference to a Sharon variance now. So there was some additions and adjustments in notes and things like that after the plan that was in your packet. However, none of this affects the material function of the plan.
All right, is that reflected on the MyLars?
And And if it can, the plan, the Mylars you have reflect all those changes.
They do?
They do.
You already see them, okay, that's
do.
all I want to make sure. Any questions from anybody?
No.
You said the Chase Bank is on the Walpole line though, correct?
It's all entirely in Walpole.
Walpole as well as the hotel back there?
Hotel is,
Half and half, right?
it's 60/40 if you're gonna do it, but
Okay.
otherwise it would be on top of
Just,
it.
but who owns that on a 60/40 split?
We're not, we don't care, we're only doing the A&R, so from Sharon over, that's
You don't have to
Sharon's.
address it, it's
All right.
next time they come.
All right.
When they come back for the whole site plan, that's when you end up dealing with that, so. Excuse me, you all set, John, over? Okay, John Griffin, you all set? Okay, I make a motion to endorse.
Second.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Just Flip it over and sign it off.
No, Mr. Chairman, I believe you're going to have to sign 2 plans, 2 Mylars, because Sharon requires 2.
Never take that.
Yeah.
3?
One for you and 2 for them.
Oh, wow.
Good for them.
No,
Sir
we-
Jack,
no,
you don't want first deciding rights.
not until it's all signed.
They want 2 when it's all signed.
Okay, so then you got to sign 3. I agree with Mr. Waluka. Let's not mess this up. We got this far into it. Let's keep it moving.
They were insisting on it, so.
Okay, let me see, I had a beet salad.
Oh,
So, what you're telling me is I have to do what Sharon's telling me?
Nice bottle of white wine.
I have to do what Sharon's telling me? I now take orders from the Sharon Planning Board.
No, I do.
Yeah, I know, but you want us to sign 3.
yeah.
I would appreciate it very much.
Should've made them sign first.
The hearing is next week. I always have them to come first. I'll bring them back.
Why do they need 2?
I have no idea.
I do too.
Well, but the other thing is, the Mylars go to the registry, right?
Right, and only one of them's going in there, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but
I would rather have a plan that's stamped from the registry come back after when it's done as opposed to when they put in that file, but. Should've signed Mickey Mouse.
You need them now? I mean, take them to Sharon and bring them back.
Just follow your pocket. How old is this?
It's brand new, I just opened
How do I know?
it. Risky tape.
We actually fell on the floor.
Let me get the fuzz off it first. It's probably something your dog spit out.
My dog wouldn't eat food.
Your dog wouldn't have done that? There you go. Sign time, go. Get a pen? You should have. I'll give you one. All right. Good as- Want us to sign this too? This is Form A. That's right. Oh, you gotta go to the clerk. Okay. Yeah.
David, that was clerked in, was it not?
Yeah, so you have to, either you or him will have to get it. Do you have a, Valerie? Well, I'll have to do it downstairs.
Oh, no, Terry. Notary?
Yeah. Do you want?
No.
It's good. All right. All right? You can give him the plans. No, just that. We'll get that notarized, and you can take your plans and go back to Sharon and say hi.
Have a good night.
Good night, David.
All right, the hour being at 7:05, we're going to continue public hearing for New Pond Village. And let's see.
My water anyway, so. Take that one.
That's fine, okay. So everything you put on top is what we've got since the last one. All right, since we're get continued, I'll give you what we have in front of us is fire department, dated December 2nd. They have no objections to swept path analysis. They're not in favor of underground parking. I think it's the same as before, and we'll coordinate the locations, hydrants with the applicant directly. I believe that's about the same they said before. I got the Carl's, Landis Hershey. Conservation dated November 25th. Conservation issued an order conditions DEB 315-1337 and land disturbance 25-11-24. And the plans dated 11-13-25. Any changes, you're gonna do additional filings with the conservation, so you're all set with conservation, right? Okay. Board of Health dated 11/20. The Board of Health will not be meeting till December 4th. They want to reiterate the motion from the 19th of August. And they are not in favor of new construction within the wetlands, has long-standing against the wetlands. If it is approved, urge the future homeowners to adopt the standard best practice for mosquito mitigation with Norfolk mosquito control, and that the board noted that a separate trash and recycle will be provided per mass rules and regs. And the last one, I'll let Carl read.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I delivered a memo to the board today. There were two outstanding items. We asked that the applicant provide benchmarks on the plan. They did. They didn't identify them, and they're in places that will be destroyed, so we've asked that they provide ones that are out of harm's way. We've also asked that a footnote be placed on the parking count table that references earlier ZBA decision. I note that the drainage comments were all addressed under conservation review, and finally, we want the size of the fire service, and then we need the location of existing sewer line refined. All those are fairly easy to solve. I've discussed it with the with Bowler's project manager, Andy Platt, and they're in agreement, so I don't see any reason why those comments should hold anything up here.
All right. Let's start with John O'Leary. John, you had any questions, comments?
So what was the decision on the underground parking? Was it going forward, or is it using the area to the rear that was?
That will be fleshed out as things get priced, to be totally honest. So currently, it's still being shown underneath, but that's gonna be a
Change, they gotta come.
building permit through.
So if you do change, you gotta come back.
Well, we show the parking in the back. We'll use one or the other,
Oh,
but not
okay, you
both.
got
It's
either
already
one.
on the plan.
Okay.
But if we don't put underneath, then we have a parking lot in the back. If we do put underneath, we don't need a parking lot in the back. We showed you both so that exactly this conversation could take place and we could figure it out.
But the fire department's opposed to it, right?
No, they don't want it. They can't oppose. They said they, what did he say? It was something.
They advise against it.
Yeah, advise
Something
against
of
it.
that.
Yeah.
That's not a no. There's nothing that says they can't have it. But they think, well, okay, look at all the buildings we got in the town with it underneath.
I understand, but if they say they don't want it, there's a reason for it.
He didn't say he didn't want it, they advised again, there's a big difference.
Well, anything that could be combustible in a building is probably what they fear, right?
Correct.
So I think
Hey.
that's their angle, right, so.
No, I understand, but the way I interpret his comments is they don't want it.
No, it says not in favor.
Favor.
Doesn't that mean you don't want it?
No,
No.
the
I'm not
deputy
in favor of
chief,
you going to this college, doesn't mean you can't go. They're just going, Mom, I'm going, bye.
Yeah,
Right?
in the event
If
it
he
is
says- he just-
selected,
He's just saying,
direct access point.
if he did, he would have pointed out some CMRs and all that stuff. He didn't give any reasons why he wasn't in favor of it. But there is that caveat right there. See that little- this was viewed.
No, I understand, but I don't like to go against what they feel.
Well, I don't either, only if he says no, but we don't have
Kitty,
to know.
usually your wording is always on point, but I would tell you that I think the wording that they use is more than just the not, they don't have to have combustible entities in a building. It's almost like, we get into gas grills
Right.
in a condo association, right? It's just, these are things that are combustible.
That's a no.
If you keep,
Sometimes,
if you
yeah.
keep it outside, you get a better
Okay,
shot
right.
of not hurting the building, so.
I mean, so
Nothing else.
the deputy chief chose his words carefully. He's not in favor of it. There is no NFPA standard that says you can't do it. If
Right.
it was a hard no, which we've had in front of this board on this project, he said hard no for the access road. We now have a paved 20-foot access road around the whole thing. When we initially started off with 12-foot permeable pavers, et cetera, that was a hard no. He wrote it very differently. And we had the discussion with him, and pretty much, long as Deputy Chief Hover, I think I said it right, if I didn't, I apologize on TV, and Chief Barry are running the fire department, they're always gonna say they're not in favor of ground parking. And I respect that.
But they didn't say it on other projects we've had.
What?
They've said it on every one I've had. I don't have all the projects in Walpole, but
Well, it comes down to very simple. He can't say I'm against it.
No, I understand.
Because there's nothing to back
I'm
him
not
up legally.
debating that. What I'm saying is, if they're not in favor of it, then I am not in favor of
Okay,
it.
but the other thing is, and it's kind of like the way the world works, I'm not in favor, but I get another shot at you when you come for permit.
correct.
And the concrete for an underground
what-
parking
my
is only
understanding,
going up
right?
anyway.
It is,
Yeah.
so it may price
the law-
itself out of the discussion.
Yeah,
But Phil, to get the facts out though, I mean, the law states that you
Yeah.
could build one underneath if you wanted to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be a cost prohibitive if it's cost,
Potentially,
yeah.
but I don't know that yet one way or another, so we're showing both
So I
on the plan.
understand.
I really didn't like this, but you don't have to do, I think you gotta do this, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So he gets his second shot. Anyway. John Griffin, you got anything? Oh, you all said John? John.
One small thing.
Sure.
In the notes from the Board of Health, on the point about concerns about waterborne, vector-borne illnesses, are you aware of any
None.
instances? Okay, thank you.
So, yeah. That is, again, a fairly standard thing. They're worried about mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But it's New Pond. If we were having an outbreak, it wouldn't be showing up here for the first time.
Thank you.
Catherine?
Parking's the only thing I had an issue with.
Paul?
If Kitty's okay, I'm okay.
I didn't say it was okay.
I'm joking, yes. I have no questions.
Anybody from the audience have questions, comments? Sir, come on up.
Jerry Rexer, 180 Main Street, New Pond Village, been a Walpole resident for over 40 years. My question is, point of question on parking. On the extension
Can you
of
go,
the parking.
I'm sorry, can you go to the microphone? Because it's on cable, they won't be able to hear you if you're not.
Through the whole thing again?
If you want, so everybody hears your
Hi,
name.
this is Jerry Reicher.
Jerry, nice, well, my God.
First time on TV, it's.
Jerry, that's amazing, look at him. He's ready for
180
Vegas.
Main Street. My concern and interest is in the parking. I'd like to know what the final parking is for the area, since that was a point of contention on the original meeting. And I don't know if it's evident on the plan, since we can't see the plan sitting out there.
You guys want to show them?
So I see the parking,
Yeah,
but the question is,
the engineer's gonna come up and show you right now.
So there can be new parking down here to the south.
how far does that extend?
So, well,
No, how, because down in front of it is a concern of many of the residents, there's a garden area of 80 raised beds. And the question is, I know that the parking extends beyond, it's the new road, and then the parking extends. There's not that much more room before you hit the garden area.
right, yeah, the garden is gonna be moved up to here, to this courtyard area. So this square is the new garden area.
That's nowhere near the size of, and nor does it get, the sun, I mean, I know we have very little to say about it. This is an open area for gardens, there are some 40 residents there, plots that have plantings there, and to move it up to there, that's fairly adequate.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the existing area is, but this would be close to building to pretty wide open space.
The next, if you had seen the area, this is a wide open area. This is a confined area blocked off from the east, from the sun, for half a day. It's not an appropriate place for a garden. It's nice, but it's not an appropriate place. That was the concern about the extension, because parking is obviously a problem. There's no more room anywhere, the wetlands especially. So the extension of that is a lot. The question I have for the board, the planning board, is that I know you have to allow, 1.5 parking spaces per apartment, or something to that effect. Is that the rough rule?
The standard rule is 2 per.
For an apartment, in other words, for a unit.
Yeah, but they got also, well, let them explain what they get for units, because some of them they're not classified as apartments, are they?
So there has been some compensation of the fact that the harbor memory section, people don't have any cars. Obviously, they're under constant care, and there are some 30 to 35 apartments there, so to speak. So that already came into consideration? What I'm trying to say is whether we need to go that far, that's all.
I believe well, I'm not gonna answer to them. They should be answering the question. My guess is they went what they had to, the minimum. I mean, if they didn't, we wouldn't be talking about that underground garage.
Is the underground garage that's got 41 spaces, something like that?
Yeah, but they also have, if that doesn't go, they show on the plan, another place that's gonna take up the 41. So they got either or. If the garage doesn't pan out money-wise, they're all set, they just don't do it, and the plan still meets the criteria of the.
So either way, they'll still need that, what appears to be an extension that goes down towards the Main Street.
Yeah, that's for your building, I believe. Yep,
So they still need that. All right, gentlemen, I thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have to sign off for television or anything like that?
You're on YouTube forever.
Tell Vegas you're on your way.
All right. Any other comments, questions?
No, I mean, the only other plan change is, when we met with Carl, he noted that some of the spots were only 18 feet instead of 18 and a half feet. They all now conform, or the new ones anyways, so. And then to answer the question about the fire department comment letter being essentially the same, the issue we had had the last time, months ago when we were before you, is we had changed one of the roadways and they needed to see the swept path. So it looks the same, but now they can say they agree with the new or current proposed driveways.
All right. So everybody all set? No one else in the audience? Okay. Make a motion to close.
Second.
Second from Kate, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we have Newfound site plan decision, and the only special condition that I see so far, unless someone comes up with another one, would be ensuring all of Carl's comments are addressed prior to endorsement.
Well, if the parking exists underneath, I'm voting no. So you can either put it as a special condition or I'll vote no. It's fine either way, whatever the board feels.
Vote no then,
That's fine.
okay. But I got any other special conditions?
No.
No.
All right, so, make a motion for that special condition. Do I have a
Second.
Second, that's special condition 1. All those in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. All right, I'll make a motion to approve case 2505 for Benchmark Senior Living. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstain. All right, 4, 1, 0. Done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Phil? All right.
Have a good night.
I read, so. All right, at the, all right, how simple is yours? All right, this is after 7:06. Not that I don't want to see any more, Phil, but we can get you out of here. How's that?
Is that the last case?
No, then we're jumping just one that was the site plan. Because this is just a, they had to finalize a bunch of stuff. Okay, with the hour being after 7:06, we have a continued public hearing for Walmart. And what do we got? What do we got for new comments? I'll read them right now. Carl's Fire Department, they find them acceptable. The 20-foot road width is required to be managed through the site at all times. And any shipping containers, or trailers not in parking areas will be needed to be removed. That is from the Deputy Fire Chief. Health Department, they're not meeting until December 4th, and they reiterate their comments on August 19th, and they voted that they do not have any additional comments, so they're done too. And we have Carl's.
Mr. Chair, I delivered a memo December 4th to the board. In that memo, I indicated that all the comments of my prior review, October 20th, had been addressed largely by having a work session meeting with Mr. Mackey, Mr. DeBona from Bowler, the building commissioner, Jim Crowley, and myself, and Mr. DeSheen's, where we could put everything on the table, get an understanding, and now the plans reflect everything that was mentioned in my prior review. We're all set.
So you have nothing here, Carl, right?
Nothing. No special conditions, Mr. Chairman, nothing left over.
So they don't even have red marks on their plans then, right?
No. Just a note that we want the conditions.
Yeah, okay.
On the
All right,
Mylar.
Just checking, just to
Yep.
make sure. Normally, there's always something, but, hey, we got it done. All right.
Well, they came in, work session, then we saw draft sheets after that. A couple of little things were revised, and they came in this time clean.
Be nice if they did that all the time.
It
Well,
certainly
we'll
would, I
start-
gotta
we'll start
admit
doing
that.
On February 1st. or March, or whenever he's out of here. All right, Mr. Mackey, do you have anything you want to?
Just a couple of notes, Mr. Chairman. And this is mainly to clear up confusion or prevent confusion going forward. And a lot of this came out of the work session with Carl, and Jim Crowley was there as well. I would propose a special condition per the fire department's letter. He asked for two things: continuing the 20-foot road width and the piece of the, storage or shipping containers not in designated spots be removed. I think that should be a special condition. Looking back through the site plans that we've done before this board and elsewhere, because this will supersede previous site plans, there was a condition in the 2010 decision that incorporated the Zoning Board of Appeals case number 14-10 into that decision, so I think that should also be carried forward. And then to prevent happening next time, what just happened in the months leading up to tonight, I would ask that you consider a third special condition, just simply saying that the approval supersedes all site plans and limited site plans previously issued, because this is what should control, and when we come back in front of you, if we want to modify something, we should be going to one place, not potentially four. That caused needless confusion, and once we actually sat down and really looked at it, Dave Norton's limited site plan was for the first version of this. This has completely taken that out. The 1996 thing is referring to zoning bylaws that don't exist and don't apply. So that would be my suggestion. So basically 3 special conditions with a 2-parter for the fire department. Other than that, I think we've met and satisfied everybody, and we're not planning on making any changes.
What was the ZBA one?
The condition read, the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeal on their case number 14-10 shall be incorporated into this decision. I would just carry that verbatim forward. And what that really says is, I had it just off the top of my head. There were 2 conditions in there. One was about the traffic light, which has long been put to bed up on 27, and it had a condition that basically mimics the fire department, saying that the access through the site needs to be clear.
Okay.
But as it was there before, I think we should probably just drag it forward, so again, everything's in one place.
There's a little belt and suspenders on this, but anyway, okay. Anybody in the audience have any questions, comments relative to the site plan? All right, I'll start with Paul. Do you have anything?
I mean, it looks like everything has been satisfied. Parking spaces, things like that. I mean, yeah, I think, I have no questions, Jeff.
Katie?
I'm all set.
Katie is all set. John Griffin?
I might recommend on special condition 3 on the removal of, 2.2, the removal of shipping containers or trailers not in designated parking areas, that a timing clause be included before construction begins by a certain date.
If I may?
Sure.
I'm not arguing with you. We're not really, we do have to clean some stuff up, but this is meant to be an ongoing condition, because what has happened in the past, and this is something that Jim Crowley brought up, now the positions are actually shown in the plan, so he can go, okay, this needs to be here.
Yeah.
Walmart, it's my client, but I have to be truthful about it,
Yes.
is not always good at putting things where they belong.
Sure.
So the fire department very specifically wants to make sure that, okay, if this isn't where it's shown on the plan, we move it. So it's not so much for construction, it's for ongoing public safety.
I appreciate that.
And because if you put this in here, it's in effect before Jim is going to issue any permits, he can go and enforce that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to limit it to just before construction. It's meant to be an ongoing enforcement thing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I suppose, to your point, I've heard tell that sometimes, both here and at other sites, towns ask for this to happen, and sometimes it takes quite a long time. So maybe like rolling within 2 weeks of notification from the town, something like that. Do you think that would be reasonable?
I'd have to ask the building commissioner.
Yeah.
It's up to him to enforce it.
Okay.
No. No,
You can always hold a permit.
no.
Good point.
He just says, move it, we'll lose it.
Right.
I'll withdraw the point then. Thank you.
That's a bigger hammer. Hold over there.
Watches.
You all set, Joe?
Yep.
John O'Leary?
I'm all set.
Okay, I'm all set too.
Mr. Chairman, do we really need condition 1? There were no outstanding items on my memo other than,
Yeah, I'd take
Yeah.
that
I'll
off.
take Carl's
Yeah,
out.
remove that
All right,
one.
So we'll renumber 1, 2, 3, and take number 1 out, because that's no longer. Special condition 1 is the fire department's letter. Condition 2 is the zoning board's 1410. And 3 is this supersedes all previous. All right?
We need to renumber the subsections too.
Yep. Yep. We'll make that motion for the special conditions. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second. All in favor of special conditions?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, take a motion to approve case number 2504, Walmart.
Second.
Second, Paul. Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
5-0-0.
Thank you very much.
All right, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Phil, your neighborhood's going crazy.
It
Building
certainly
up
looks
all
different
around
than
you.
it did 6 months ago. I'm not sure
Phil,
about the
you're,
church across
Phil, you're
the
ready
street.
for March 13th, buddy. You ready for St. Patrick? Look at you, huh? Oh, that's right. That's right. The letters are going out, buddy. I just want to let you know. Yeah, it's monoslide.
All right, now, the final one. We have the hour being after 7:10. Meeting, main meeting room, we have a plan from Drew Houghton, case 2507, with respect to property located 1339-1357 Main Street, assessors map 41, parcel 150, zoning business district, and seeking a site plan review under section 13. So we're now opened, and we'd like to all right, if you want to go ahead, Dan.
Dan the man, there he is.
Sure. Good evening. Dan Merricken with Legacy Engineering here on behalf of the applicant. We've submitted an application for site plan review for the construction of a parking lot at 1339, 1357 Main Street. 1339, 1357 Main Street includes this whole piece of land that starts on Main Street. Pizza place and the liquor store, and then there used to be a car wash right here. And then that all wraps around behind the other commercial property, then goes out to Norfolk Street. So procedurally, we submitted this request for site plan review for 1339, 1357 because the proposed work is on that property. It's for the construction of a parking lot. The parking lot is going to be used by the adjacent building at 1391. So this would be part one of what I view as a two-part process. The first part would be the review of a parking lot construction under site plan review on 1339 to 1357 to make sure that it's appropriate and complies with the appropriate requirements. And then part two would be to go in and amend in some fashion the decision for 1391 to incorporate this as off-site parking for that site. The reason for that is, I'll give you the answer for Newfound Village. what they figure it out. Underground parking is horrendously expensive. So, this building is currently under construction, 1391 mixed-use building. It was approved with 32 parking spaces under the building, 20 of which were under the building. Another group were under the driveway. Because it was so expensive, they have constructed 20 parking spaces under the building and are now moving forward with seeking approval to incorporate off-site parking for the other 14 spaces. Off-site parking is allowed in Section 8 of your zoning bylaw, so it's permitted. Doesn't require a special permit. It's just a different way to provide parking. So this, as I indicated, this application would be to build a parking lot on this site, and then I would come back to you in some form for 1391 to amend that approval to allow this off-site parking to count towards the required 50 parking spaces on 1391. So as far as what we're building, it's pretty straightforward. This, as I indicated before, this is the area that we're working in. So there was a car wash there, most of it's paved. Building was demolished recently, but the slab, the foundation's still there, the utilities are there. A lot of the old appurtenances are still there. There is a isolated wetland on the property here. We've been to the Conservation Commission. They've approved this site plan, so we have that done. And we will kind of pretend this is not here for the purpose of this conversation. We're building a parking lot, driving aisle that would connect at the property line to the other site, and there would be 14 parking spaces. There are 2 light poles proposed to illuminate these 14 parking spaces. And the only utility systems aside from the lighting for the light poles would be stormwater management associated with this parking lot. We have an underground stormwater facility that frankly is oversized. We have a couple of catch basins here and here. We are currently working on another redevelopment plan for the 1339, 1357 site. This will be part of it. So we've oversized this drainage system so that it can accommodate runoff from other pavement down the road when we come back before you with a new application for that. These parking spaces, however, will not be associated with that development. These 14 parking spaces are going to be devoted to 1391. And again, that would be part 2 of this process that I'm talking to you about. So that's about it. Those are the highlights. Just so you know, this site that we're talking about has its own parking spaces. We came before you in 2014 for a site plan when the pizza shop went in here. So there's a site plan of record that basically shows this whole, it shows the whole site, but at that time the car wash was in and functioning. It's a separate kind of entity. So this site has all of the parking that was required for it. They're all there. They've been there for 10 years more. None of that is changing. So basically, we've taken this piece of this site and building that parking lot that will be used as off-site parking for 1391. So that's it for me. I'm sure you have questions.
Yep. I'll read the comments first. Fire department, they said it's okay. Board of Health wants separate trash. And Kyle has all his, so you wanna read yours, Kyle?
Sure, Mr. Chair, I'll paraphrase. We delivered a memo dated December 2nd. The board didn't actually receive it till today, but I had done it earlier. The applicant has it. I note, first off, that we reviewed the stormwater with the Conservation Commission, and I agree with, it's well done, and agree with Mr. American's description that it's oversized, but you have good soils there, and it meets all the requirements. We have some administrative type things on the existing conditions plan. Benchmark. We note that there are several legacy utilities from the former car wash, and we've asked that that be addressed so it's clear that they be removed, cut and capped, those sort of things. There is an issue with the existing sewer and water out in Main Street. When the building is demolished and it's not used anymore, those should be cut and capped at the main. probably wasn't done because it's difficult to do because it's state highway and it takes a long time to get a permit for that. So we've mentioned in that, and that may very well be brought forward to the next approval. It's possible that one of the services may be used, but that's yet to be determined. We've got a couple of labeling requests to make sure the 9 by 18.5 parking stalls are labeled and the aisle of 26 feet is dimensioned. And we've asked that the landscaping be be provided as in Section 8 requires for a parking lot. And there's a few other labeling items on there about getting rid of there's a tracking pad on the sediment control plan that's shown out on the sidewalk. We don't want it there. We don't want to interrupt any of that. Keep it on site. Anyway, and then finally, I note, as usual, that standard conditions and any special conditions will need to be on the endorsement set. These comments are not difficult to address, Mr. Chair. They're mostly administrative labeling things.
All set, go?
That's it.
All right, I'll start. Volley time, volleyball. Paul, what do you got?
So, Jack, just an observation, we're looking at the Plan 1 of this, right? You said there's Plan 2 coming sometime.
Well, this is step one,
Step 1,
the
okay.
way I look at it, because
Plan 2 is basically that other building where the pizza shop and so forth, the liquor store is gonna be annihilated, well, right?
yeah, they're moving over.
Right,
to
they're moving into Plan 1,
1391.
right, yeah.
So this is step one, which is the construction on a parking lot on this property, which in my view requires site plan approval for this property. And then step two would be to come back for a request for a modification for 1391 to incorporate these parking spaces that will, by that point, hopefully have been approved as part of its 50 parking space requirement.
Okay. Now, in terms of the increased traffic coming in and out of that, right? Because again, now you have residents as well. How many more additional businesses will be downstairs, Dan? And then,
There's no change to the building at 1391.
so there's only, so the liquor store, the pizza shop are going into,
They're going into it, yeah, but 1391 doesn't change at all, except for the fact that there'll only be 20 parking spaces under the building, and then there'll be 30 spaces on the surface, versus the original, which had 32 spaces under the building and 18 spaces on the surface. That's the only change to 1391.
okay.
No change to the building size, no change to the number of units, no change to the overall layout of that site.
Now, in terms of the signage of coming out of that garage, coming up, because that ramp does come up somewhat steep, right? I mean, looking at it, I mean, not steep, I should say, like super steep, but it does come up. It doesn't look like there's any barriers that are in the way of looking left or right when they're coming out of their garage.
Yeah, I don't think so. I was not involved in the design of 1391. We did do a final as-built of it, but we haven't.
I mean, are we waiting for final plans, or is that just, I mean, is this just, I guess I'm just asking.
Final plans for.
Well, I mean, just, is there anything that has to talk about the, the folks that are coming out of that garage, coming up that little, slant, because they're coming from a down, low grade
Yeah.
level up that ramp to take a left or right. And listen, I know coming out of that pizza shop, trying to take a left, it's tricky. It's not easy. So now you have increased, residents as well as businesses coming out. So to me, it now is increased. Your Main Street is already turning into a parking lot. But anyways,
So through you, Mr. Chairman, of course, that plan came in 2020, it was approved, the site distance and all those things were looked at.
Okay.
If you go back and look at the reviews, I wasn't crazy about the steepness of that ramp or the amount of level landing area it has, but there is site distance. And I agree, I drive that stretch of road twice a day at least, and it's difficult. But I'm not aware of any obstructions to site distance, it
Okay.
just,
so at this point,
And this
there's
would
nothing-
decrease the amount of traffic coming in and out of that underground garage, because there'd be fewer parking spaces there. which I presume the fire department would like.
But at this point, like I said, that stuff has already been talked about and kind of we've moved on from.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that, and again, Dan, these are things that I wasn't privy to, so.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's all I have right now.
Okay,
Dan, I think I need clarification. So, you said that's all one lot? The Rico's,
Yes.
okay. You don't show that building coming down?
This building?
No, the one with Rico's currently in it?
Yeah, that's this building. No, we're not, at this point, we're not proposing
Okay.
to redevelop all of this.
So am I
We are
mistaken?
working on that.
Am I mistaken in thinking that we need a site plan for the whole parcel? We need to, this is all one piece, so we need to see not just the parking lot, we need to see that building, the entire parcel with what it's going to look like when it's all done, with the parking that exists, but it should be on our plan, shouldn't it?
So that's a separate application for a separate use on the property, right? Which is, this
It's,
application is to build 14 parking spaces that are gonna be used by 1391.
I know, but
That's
it's-
this application. The next application that I submit for this property is gonna be to tear down this building and do a project in here that will share this parking aisle. Right, it'll share this parking aisle. It will only be from here over.
yeah, but, so that's the future. We're looking at now, and now it exists, it's there. And I couldn't like lop off a piece of my, if I were gonna come in and do something with my piece of property, I couldn't just show a portion of it, I'd have to show the whole piece of property. So I don't understand how we're not looking at the whole thing.
I'm showing you the whole property.
No,
What's
I only
currently
see-
proposed is to take this, all this pre-development area, demolish
You
it
see
all,
what I'm trying to
and
say?
build a parking lot.
Am I not saying it clearly?
you're saying, it's right here, it says site plan for 1339,
It should be the whole
1357.
thing.
Doesn't say portion of 1339.
Well, what if they never go forward with that development? This is a separate application to build a
But-
parking lot.
I understand, but, so we should be looking at, so because we're bringing, in my eyes, okay, respectfully, the way I'm thinking is, we're looking at the whole parcel. So we now have to look at, how many spaces does Rico have? How many spaces are you adding that are going to be considered parking for the other property? Like, we now have to bring it in under the new
It's all here.
rules.
If I can go through it with you.
But I mean, I think we need to see it. I think it needs to be
It's in the plan.
spelled out.
Right now, we're not proposing to redevelop any other portion of that site, and they may never do that. They may decide tomorrow, nope, we're not doing that. It doesn't make sense, the economy's not good, I don't know, whatever.
But see, like on my plan, it says existing building, there's not a whole building. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
And maybe, Dan,
Like, look at,
we don't
Dan,
have that
look
plan. I think
Look at
like
my
that.
plan, so
This is just
existing
a
building,
blow-up.
there's not, the building, a third of the building doesn't
Well,
exist
that's
on
not
my
a building,
plan.
That's a parking lot.
Sure. This is a blow-up of the parking lot to show design detail for the parking lot. If you want me to expand this to show more of the existing building area, I can do that.
Yeah, I think we have to do that. I just think it's a technicality, but I think we have to do it because it's the whole parcel we have to look at.
And we do have, if you look at the notes on the left, okay, it says 1339, 1357 parking notes. Those are the requirements for that existing building that has the pizza shop and the liquor store in it currently, right? So it's a total required of 17 to 26 spaces, and 21 parking spaces are provided
Yeah, and-
around that existing building. And that's from the prior site plan approval we did in 2014 when Rico's went in there.
Right.
And then the second notation is basically what's a preview of part two of this is what would happen for 1391, and I'm just providing that to you for information. Will, as I indicated, I'll make a separate request to modify 1391 to incorporate this off-site parking into it. But, so that's just there so you'll understand what would happen. these parking spaces are not needed for the existing building.
I understand that, but I think we legally need to have it all on the plan. I mean, we need to,
I can expand this.
yeah,
Yeah, not a problem.
that's my, I think that's my issue, my confusion, and my issue was that we're seeing like it's cut off, whereas technically it is part of the parcel, it should be in black and white on the plan.
Yeah, you want to see the existing developed areas here, around the existing building.
Just like the whole parcel as it will appear after the
Yes.
parking lot is done.
Exactly.
Well, this plan shows the whole parcel, it's just at a different scale because the parcel's bigger. So I provided you with a blow-up design of this area. I'll just expand that blow-up design to encompass the entire what's developed on the site. The rear portion of the site is not developed, aside for some dirt roads and some debris that's out there.
The panel that you're showing right now, that's the existing conditions.
C1, yes.
Yes, I think, Kate, that all that you're saying is that what we need is a panel of the entire parcel under
We can do that
the
too.
final condition, yeah.
You're just not going to see a lot of detail on
Yeah.
the parking
I
lot
would
design,
love
but I
that.
can show you this scale version of the existing and proposed plan.
Is that's what you meant, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to look at the whole parcel, it can't just be a part of it.
And then keep the blow-up too, like the blow-up is obviously useful.
Sure.
But-
I'm all set, Jack.
You all set? John Griffin.
Yes. The gravel area, this is my only small thing. The gravel area that you currently have designed pending further approvals, is that counting toward the 10% required open space?
No, I mean, we have tons of open space on this site.
Do you have a
but
percentage?
This,
I don't doubt you.
I can calculate that for you. I don't
Yeah.
have that number off the top of my head. This area is currently developed. Obviously, we don't want to turn it into landscaping if we're just going to end up redeveloping it for a further redevelopment of this site. So there's a notation in there to leave it, but if for some reason this future project never happens, as I said, could be the case, that this would just be vegetated, loamed and seeded, become grass area.
Okay. And then when it comes to the open space that's required in the area designated for parking, is that in basically the yellow insert, or are you including the rest of the parcel also to calculate the 10%? What's the denominator, basically?
Well, I think the bylaw is a little
Fuzzy, yes.
fuzzy, so it's the area around the parking lot. So, I mean, we have all this green space around the parking lot here and here and here. So that's way more than 10% of this parking area.
Sure.
And the other portion of the site has tons of green space.
Yeah. It's well within the letter, definitely, but seems like it wouldn't be any large single area of green space. Would you agree or disagree with that characterization?
No.
You would disagree?
No, there's no
You agree?
large area, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, we have landscaping areas around the parking lot like we normally do for any parking.
Yeah, but well within the letter.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
John O'Leary.
The new parking area would be accessed only from the existing parking area, no access to Main Street?
Yes, in this proposal, that's the case.
So the existing car wash, well, what was the car wash building, that's already down?
The building itself is down. The foundation is still there.
And the building that was shown on the right side there, that's the one where Rico's currently is?
Yes, it is.
That's sufficient. You're moving parking from underground to outside. How does that affect the handicap parking spots?
It doesn't, because there's no change in handicap parking either in the underground parking or in the surface parking. So we're taking non-accessible parking spaces that were going to be in the underground garage and we're moving them to the surface.
Okay, so the handicap spaces are staying where they were originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Jack, it stopped at 7. It stopped at
you speak to the note here about an emergency access gravel driveway down near the front there? It's kind of curved.
Sure, we've been working with the fire department and Deputy Chief Hover on this. He's aware of the grand scheme. You know, ultimately, if this future redevelopment goes forward, they want a connection, a driveway connection out to Norfolk Street so they have full circulation. But, so this was just provided as an interim measure for them. So that presently 1391, as it stands on its own, comes in and they do a 3-point turn up here. That's how the fire department access was
So
configured.
they're looking for something to go up and around.
Yeah, so this
come back
basically
out.
provides them with a better circulation, which goes around and out, and if they wanted to, come out here, which is the existing curb cut, if they wanted to.
Is there an existing curb cut for
Yes.
that then?
Yes, that's the existing curb cut for the old car wash. So we'll just maintain that during construction.
So the existing area where you're planning on putting the parking lot, some of that's paved already, is that correct?
Most of it, yeah.
So this is all one big lot then?
It is. Yeah, the whole lot area is. 4.06 acres.
Where does it come out, Dan?
Right behind where Reliable is.
It comes out next to the auto repair,
Yeah.
Before or after it? After it?
after it.
No,
So you
saw-
have the, I don't even know if this is still the dry.
It's like
cleaner.
Reliable,
We did this
Reliable.
as, we did this site plan, dry cleaners, and then
Yeah.
you have the auto repair. and then
Right there.
It's that,
That's it.
Home improvement.
What's
That's
across
big-
the
that's a big
street
parcel.
from the,
residential on the other side of
Side,
Norfolk
yeah.
Street.
no, I'm sorry, not Norfolk Street, across Main Street from the
Is it Cumberland Farm?
existing
The old animal
driveway
hospital, the
exit.
doctor's office.
This is the doctor's office,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the doctor's office.
Where is Bristol Square then? Is that further down?
Bristol's
Way down.
over here.
Oh, there, okay, thanks. I think that's all the questions I have at this point.
Okay. I have a few. When are you gonna do a site plan modification for 1391?
I could do it immediately, and we could run this concurrent, or this could be done first, and then I could do that afterwards.
Dan,
I'd
can't
like
do it
them
first.
together.
Can't do it first. How do you give something when you haven't changed what you have already? Right?
Sure. I could file an application for modification of 1391, and then we could run these concurrently. I think there should be a separate site plan approval for this property so that it's
Well,
associated with
one of the problems you can't
title of
because
it.
you're already showing, well, no, you can't because you're using that parking lot for 1391. It is intertwined.
I agree they're intertwined.
So you can't, as far as the site plan is, we have an existing site plan that shows all the parking underneath. Now you're gonna put it over there. You're modifying, let's pretend that that's the same lot, so to speak. You're still modifying it. So you'd have to do a modification for 1391.
Agreed, but it's not the same lot. It's gonna be in an easement.
You know,
So-
you're missing my point is, I don't care about the easement. You are modifying 1391.
Yes, we will be asking for a modification of 1391.
Well, then you're gonna have to do that because 1391 doesn't conform right now.
Correct.
And even if you get an approval on that, it doesn't mean 1391 is all hunky-dory set to go.
Correct.
So you should be doing together. Plus, you're showing removing on 1391 up there, you're showing that being changed too.
Yes.
So we got a lot of changes that need to be put on the plan.
So I'll submit an application for 1391, and then we can run these concurrently.
There's not an issue as long as, yeah, you gotta do them together.
Sure.
What, did we just decide we're not gonna build something and everything just gets built?
I did not make that decision. I was brought in after that.
I know, you only do this. You
I
don't
was
do-
brought in after that.
Yeah, no, I understand, but it's like, how does this happen? You know what I mean?
Well, that's
And
why,
I always love to hear money.
listening
okay?
to this conversation,
Money. Yeah, I know it's
underground
come down to
parking
money,
is
but hey,
not worth it.
somebody, and I'm not here gonna sit here and, you know, well, we gotta be nice to business. These guys purposely didn't build it for their own financial advantage, and then they're coming to us like we're supposed to go, oh, okay. No, do it the right way, that's all.
I'll
Whether I
file
like
that
you or not,
application.
you do it the right way, I got no bitch. But
Understood.
this was kinda like, so we're gonna need that. Plus, you're gonna have to at least show us on the other plan, as Katie was saying, that everything meets it.
Yes,
That's all.
yes, of course.
And so we're gonna have to hold, well, you're gonna have to do that like she wanted.
Well, I'll file that application next week, and I don't know what your meeting schedule looks like coming.
And as far as the easement, someone's gonna have to have that submitted too.
Yes, I will
So
submit
it's
that.
gonna
to
have to go through, we're not gonna make that call, is this, can you do that, can you not?
Yep, part of the zoning bylaw requires that we submit the grant of easement for you to review, and then obviously, the grant of easement would have to be executed, I would say, prior to endorsement.
Now, my understanding, this is like one owner, the whole thing?
It's technically two different ownership entities, but it's the same
Why wouldn't they
related.
just go boom and be?
Because this is in a separate, different ownership entity.
Okay.
Uh,
Why wouldn't they just carve
It's
that
lawyer
out
stuff.
as an A&R? And you wouldn't have to deal with easements.
I'll tell you why, because we don't need 2 rows of parking spaces for this, right? So what we want to do is when we come back for this whole thing, we're going to add another row of parking spaces here, and then we're going to extend this into
All right,
that.
then that
and there'll
leads
be a
me to my
parking
ne-
lot. So basically, these spaces are for this. This will be used in common between the two
Okay.
properties.
Okay, now, what I'll say, and it's going back to what Kate was saying, is you have a future. So if you can designate what is needed and what will be for future for the other lot.
Well,
Park.
yes, these will not count towards any parking requirements
I thought they just said they were.
on this site. No, these 14 spaces are going to be exclusively designated to 1391, and that'll be perfected.
But you got more than 14 over there, right?
No, we have 14.
Okay,
Just on one side.
that's all for that, okay.
Yeah, these are all for this building.
All right, I thought you said they were split, all right.
And then if we do something further down here, these will not count at all towards this development, because they're dedicated to 1391.
Okay, so just file a modification, so you do it in conjunction, because like I said, even if you got it, it hasn't helped them anyways, because I know there's a little hold up there. What I still don't understand is how this thing got built like that.
Again,
I had to stop work
my
order because I
involvement.
didn't put footing that someone didn't see. And this, they take a lop off a whole building and nothing happens. That's a little bit surprising. But I guess I didn't know how much things cost, so.
Yeah, well, I'm working on a couple of these kinds of projects, and everybody now says no structured parking. It's not worth it. It's financially not worth it.
It is if you're going from the ground up, not underneath.
Now, I'm working on like 300-unit project in a town, and all the people who are interested say, we don't want to see any structured parking. It
But
doesn't
what I'm saying
make
is all
sense.
these stupid, the businesses where they're on first floor, and then you go up from there.
Yeah.
That costs you nothing.
No, they,
Not a whole lot, Dan. You're putting a little slab there and your columns just extend, but I won't get into that. But here, yeah, but would've been smart is, hey, we might wanna change this.
I agree.
So we just build it first, and then, gee, sounds like for all the years I've been here, a lot of guys have done that. Forgiveness, is that what they call it? Please, forgive me? So, you're gonna get us a plan, you file it, and so, with that all being said, we're gonna need extension, I guess. I'm sorry, anybody from the audience have any questions, comments? And, ma'am, if you wanna come up?
This is yours. Hi. Yours, right?
No. Yeah, it is actually.
I'm Maria Koutzis, I'm the owner of the dry cleaners.
Yep.
I have nothing, he actually did, Dan did all the work for the dry cleaners, he did an excellent job, so I'm not here to object to anything, but I'm just concerned, I don't know if I missed one point about, I heard that the parking is gonna go far to, almost to the Norfolk Street?
No, that's a future conversation. That's not this.
Oh, okay, not this. So it's not gonna be part of the next one that's being.
They don't, any other proposed work on that site will require new hearings with new notifications. You'll get a new notice for that.
Okay, okay, because that's mainly my concern is about if there's an exit on that will enter the Norfolk Street. That would be a problem for us because it's already a problem. We enter from the Norfolk Street, and actually all the cars that come from Norfolk Street to Main Street, some of them cut through our parking lot
Really?
and
Yeah.
go. We even had an 18-wheeler come one way to go to try to get out to Norfolk Street. And I'll go, I actually went in the store, didn't even wanna see how the guy's gonna back. He realized he can't even go around.
It's Tony's mother.
And backed up. I don't even know how that happened. I didn't even dare look. I was too scared to look. But that's my only concern about Norfolk, just the traffic part. Other than that,
Nice to see you.
nice to see you too.
Who designed that off of Norfolk Street?
This guy.
Now you're gonna get two.
You did a great job.
Well, that'll be an interesting one. So, what do we go through?
115 is our next.
115, all right.
We have Toll Brothers already.
Hmm?
Toll Brothers already?
Yeah, no, but I gotta find out when we're gonna have to get extensions, so.
Well, I'll file next week for 1391. When is the next meeting?
January 15th.
I think that should work out.
So you'll be ready by the 15th?
Yeah,
Well, that's right, today's only the 4th, yeah,
Yeah.
we've got plenty of time.
we got time, and then,
Okay.
worst case is we could just continue if we had to.
And
but-
when's our time run out with? Christmas, all right, need an extension through January 31st?
Please.
Okay, I'll make a motion, give an extension through the 31st of January.
Second.
Second, Katie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, what time's toll?
7:05.
7:05. Nah, you got double, we'll go
No, it's
7:06.
7:15.
Oh, we'll
Sorry.
we'll put you after, because it's gonna go a little bit too. So 7:16 on November, I mean, January
January
15th. 15th, all right?
Okay,
Shop at 8 o'clock.
thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Have
Thanks,
good
Dan.
holidays.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes, have a great holiday.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Anybody, we got nothing left on the agenda, make a motion to
Adjourn?
adjourn?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?